Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing some of my favourite vegan sandwich fillings with you. The first option I have is this grilled aubergine with marinara sauce. First you're going to want to make the marinara by heating 1 teaspoon of oil in a pan. Then chop up 1 white onion, add that to the pan and then mince 3 cloves of garlic and add those in too. Fry everything off until it's soft and then add in 1 teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion granules, a teaspoon each of dried thyme, dried basil and dried parsley and a pinch of chilli flakes. Turn that through and then add in 1 teaspoon of tomato puree. Fry that off and then add in 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast, season well with salt and black pepper, stir it again and then leave it to simmer on a low heat. Meanwhile, brush a griddle pan with oil and place 3 slices of aubergine into grill on each side for around 10 minutes. Whilst that's finishing off, turn off the heat on the sauce. Add in half a cup of halved green olives and a handful of torn fresh basil to the pan and stir it through. Next, slice a seeded roll and warm it up under the grill, and once done, layer in some fresh spinach. Then layer in the 3 aubergine slices with the marinara sauce in between and finish it off with some more fresh spinach in the top. I got the idea for this from my aubergine lasagna bake that I posted in a recent video. Obviously minus the pasta sheets, but I mentioned then that I always find aubergine, especially when it's grilled, to have quite a meaty texture to it, and so this works really well in a sandwich, especially with the marinara sauce. This next one is roasted Mediterranean vegetables with hummus and pesto. For this, roughly chop up an aubergine, 1 red pepper, 2 large vine tomatoes and 1 red onion, and then add those into a large roasting dish. Drizzle on 1 tablespoon of olive oil and sprinkle on some dried mixed herbs. Turn that all through really well and season with salt and black pepper. Then place that in a preheated oven on 180 degrees Celsius to roast for around 35 minutes. Meanwhile, toast some crusty seeded bread. Spread a good amount of hummus on one of the slices. Then remove the grilled veg from the oven. Allow it to cool slightly before adding some on top of the hummus. Then add a bunch of fresh rocket on top, and then spread some vegan pesto on the other slice of bread. My vegan pesto recipe is written in the description box below. The combination of roast veg, hummus and pesto has to be one of the best combinations, and even better when it's sandwiched between toasted crusty bread. It's one of those gets kind of messy sandwiches, but aren't those just the best type of sandwiches? And all the flavours all work so nicely together, perfect on a summer's day or for a picnic. This third recipe is a mushroom meatball and marinara sauce sub. For this, heat 1 teaspoon of oil in a pan, then finely chop 1 white onion, add that into the pan and then mince 3 cloves of garlic and add those in too. Fry those off until soft, then add in 1 teaspoon of onion granules and a teaspoon of dried mixed herbs, and then just turn that through. Next, roughly trim and chop 300 grams of mushrooms. Add those to the pan and cook them right down, around 15 minutes. Then add in 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a teaspoon of vegan Worcester sauce, 1 large handful of chopped fresh parsley, and season well with salt and black pepper. Stir that through and allow it to cook for another 8 to 10 minutes. Then remove it from the heat and leave it to cool before transferring over into a food processor. Add in 2 tablespoons of oat flour and 2 tablespoons of rice flour. Then pulse that and blend it until smooth. Make 10 meatballs by rolling a heaped tablespoon of mixture at a time between the palms of your hands. Place those on a lined baking tray or in an oiled dish. A lined baking tray does work better. And in a preheated oven on 180 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. Once done, remove and add them to a pan of warmed through marinara sauce, the same recipe that I shared at the beginning of this video, and then coat them well. Again, slice and toast a seeded roll, then place the meatballs inside. I managed to stuff 4 in with some extra sauce on top, and then I sprinkled on some nutritional yeast and some fresh basil leaves. I've made and shared these mushroom meatballs in a previous video, and I've had them with spaghetti, but they're really great in toasted sandwiches or baguettes too. You could even melt some vegan cheese on top instead of adding on the nutritional yeast. Again, it's just one of those really good, gets messy kind of sandwiches. And this last recipe is for an avocado, sun-dried tomato and olive tapenade vegan club. First, blend half a cup of green olives. These ones were actually stuffed with garlic cloves in a food processor into almost a tapenade texture. Next, toast 3 slices of bread. Here I used a chia loaf. And once done, spread half of the olive mixture onto 1 slice. Next, add on a handful of fresh rocket, then slice up half an avocado and add that on top. Add on the next slice of toasted bread, then on top of that add 6 sun-dried tomatoes, some chopped jarred artichoke hearts, some fresh basil on the top, and finally the last slice of toasted bread with the remaining olive mixture spread onto it. I don't use any vegan butter or anything in my sandwiches, and with this one especially I find that even though the toast is dry except for the olive tapenade, the oils from the sun-dried tomato and artichoke soak through anyway. You could make a vegan club sandwich with pretty much anything. It's all about that extra slice of bread in between, but I really love this combination of fillings in a sandwich together. It's kind of like a Mediterranean club sandwich. And those are my recipes for some of my favourite vegan sandwich fillings. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, all of the recipes will be written up in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!